Before I start, this isn't going to be a long stream. Um, I'm mainly doing this because I saw a video so insane. Like I saw the title of a video that was so insane that I felt like I needed to watch it live. Now, before I start this, I just want to read. It's completely unrelated to anything. I just want to read this like random comment. Um, Sometimes like I'll see news videos, right? And there will be this comment and it's always written the same way. You ever feel like something's been off your whole life? Book Hidden Rulers Exposed by Daniel Seiler. Who the fuck? What kind of name is that? Explains exactly why. And here's what's funny about these, right? Obviously, like these are bot messages, right? These are bot comments. But there's two parts to it. There's the first part, which is that I just read to you. But then there's someone who always replies, another bot who always replies, heard this goes deep on Trump and like the whole system. Now, here's what I want to know. Does this work? Do people see this and go, "Oh my god, let me go fucking look up Hidden Rulers Exposed on Amazon"? If not, why do they pay for the bots? I mean, they have to work, right? These comments have to work. I mean, this has 437 likes, that comment. I don't know. Anyway. Give me 1 second. Let me just put this in a pop-up so I can actually see chat while I'm watching this. At least the TikTok chat. I can see TikTok chat, Twitch chat easily. And wait, let me get that pop-up back. Boom. What are my thoughts on Abraham Lincoln's assassination? Oh, okay, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about that. John Wilkes Booth. You need to be able to separate the art from the artist, right? John Wilkes Booth. He's a famous actor. He's a well-known actor, and I'm not gonna discredit his acting ability just because he made one mistake. You know, like, yeah, should he have shot Abraham Lincoln? No, obviously it was fucked up, but like, I mean, that doesn't discredit his years of acting. That doesn't discredit his like many years of like contributions to theater. So like I just feel like it's kind of fucked up to write off, John Wilkes Booth acting as a whole just because he made one mistake one time. We all make mistakes. So yeah, Abraham Lincoln's assassination is obviously wrong. It's obviously bad. But John Wilkes Booth, he's a person too. And you need to be able to separate the art from the artist. Anyway, here's what. Yeah, that is a joke, by the way. The person who said this has got to be satire. Let me fucking put this in react mode. Okay, so here's what we're watching today. I joined ISIS on Roblox, a documentary. Now you can probably see from the title why I thought I can't just watch this on my own. The people need to see this. Let me just check something real quickly. Can you see the pop-up on the screen? I don't think you... I just realized I wouldn't be able to see it if you can. Okay, anyway. Let me put this in full screen. Oh, damn, the pop-up's gone. Okay, let me know right now. If you are in TikTok chat, are you able to... Is the live chat... There should be a pop-up on screen. I'm looking at a pop-up on screen right now, moving it around. Can you see this pop-up? Is it blocking the video? If I move it here, if I put it in front of the screen, is it blocking the video at all? If no one says anything, I'm going to assume it's not. It's not blocking the video then? Okay, good. Let me move this over here. Let's start the video. Boom.
In 2022, two teenagers...
Okay, yeah, the audio's working. For a second, I thought it wasn't.
...on terrorism charges. They had allegedly planned to murder people who they claimed to be, quote...
So, they wanted to conduct terrorist attacks in Singapore? Hold on, let me rewind this. I think I maybe started it like a second in and missed part of it.
In 2022, two teenagers in Singapore were detained...
Oh, okay, it was in Singapore.
...on terrorism charges. They had allegedly planned to murder people who they claimed to be, quote, disbelievers. And
don't censor murder. I'll say, if I can say murder on TikTok, you don't need to censor it on YouTube.
The two teenagers had met on the gaming platform Roblox.
Hold on.
where they had seemingly self-radicalized and used the platform to virtually plan out
I'm
their
not gonna
terrorist
make it
attacks.
so that you can't
These
see me
teenagers were only
doing
two
what I'm
of
about to do,
11
but I am
total
gonna
people
fucking
who
lean
have
a
been
little bit
prosecuted for
off screen,
similar
so it's maybe
reasons
not
that
that
one
big of a
of
deal, and
Singapore's
it's not hard.
criminals
It's not that hard for
reported.
me to censor on
It's
YouTube.
pretty shocking how many examples are available of people pledging their allegiance to the Salafi jihadist group ISIS using Roblox. And
Wait, okay, so is this like a serious problem? Are there like a lot of ISIS cells on Roblox? Like, who? Because like, here's the thing, right? Why would you? I don't understand why someone who isn't like in the Middle East would join ISIS in general. I'll let him explain more. Because this is Singapore, so he can explain more.
subsequently planning terror attacks in real life. Later in this video, we're going to infiltrate one of these communities to see exactly what is happening from the inside. But first, I want to talk about one more example of this happening, and you've probably heard about it before. In January of 2025, James Wesley Berger had planned a mass event at a
Okay,
Christian
so
concert.
explaining
He
terrorist
shared his
attacks
plans
to
on the Roblox
Americans
platform,
be like,
allegedly even
imagine a
showing images
burger.
of the weapon he planned to use via Discord, and he described in disturbing detail what exactly he planned to do.
Seriously,
Saying he
who
wanted
is
to
named Burger? That's an insane name. Like, hi, I'm an American terrorist, and my name's fucking whatever fucking Burger. My name's Mr. Burger, and I would. Hi, my name's Mr. Burger, and I would like to commit an act of terrorism in the United States. Like, what do you even mean? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Deal a grievous wound upon the followers of the cross. Shown in the screenshots
Yeah,
provided
Donnie
with
Burger.
the criminal complaint is James Wesley Berger on his Roblox
James
account,
Wesley
Praise
Berger.
Their Pain.
What
I
a crazy
found the most
name.
interesting and even disturbing about these cases is the fact that none of these people were ever alone. They had always been shown in screenshots next to other Roblox
I'm gonna be doing a
players
Flight
who had
React style
openly
blur
shared
on the
similar
YouTube video,
values.
by the way. So if
In
you're
my
watching this on
opinion, this would
YouTube,
imply that there
'cause I am
are
gonna be making this a
organized
video,
communities of these people on
know that
Roblox,
whenever I
communities
smoke, I'm
that
gonna be
engage in
doing a
harmful
Flight React
and
style
potentially
blur.
even deadly activities. And
It's not gonna
I
look
think the
good.
only way to find answers would be to find one of these communities and join them for myself to find out what was really going on.
Okay, so I did kind of speak over the beginning a bit. Maybe I should pause a bit more when I want to talk. But, you know, basically, it seems like what's happening. Seems like a lot of people, for some reason, like to join ISIS on Roblox somehow. And this guy, as the title implies, is going to be joining Roblox ISIS.
It's actually
mean region?
surprisingly difficult.
It's
to track
Roblox.
down
How
an
are the
extremist
regions in
community
this?
on Roblox? They are forced to hide behind the cover of
I'm gonna turn this
seemingly
up a little bit.
inconspicuous usernames and group names. Take this community for example. You would think it's some sort of taxi service roleplay or something like that, but in reality, it's
Taxi service used for taxi, now for LARPing. Made by Tonka Jahari. Okay, so we have fucking Tonka Jahari making a fucking ISIS LARPer taxi service. See, okay, so this whole thing, what I'm getting from this whole thing is brain rot, right? So here's what I think is happening. Here's my prediction. I think there's like I don't know if there's a term for this, so I'm gonna make up one. Maybe this is a real term. Maybe I'm stealing this from someone. I don't know. I feel like there's like irony poisoning going on, where it's like you have several layers of. It's like imagine like a pyramid, right? The bottom layer of the pyramid, you have people who are affiliated with this, who like have no idea they're serious. They think it's complete LARP. They think it's complete bullshit. They think it's like nonsense. No one's actually serious about this at all. Then you have the layer above, who knows that there's some level of seriousness to this, but they don't think like they're gonna actually do ISIS shit, right? And then you have the layer above who's like, these guys are ISIS. These guys are kind of ISIS. These guys are ISIS. But that being said, I am going to recruit for them. And then you have the layer above who's like they know this is ISIS. They are in direct communication with ISIS. They are actively recruiting people for ISIS, and then above them you have just actual ISIS. That's what I think is happening here. But I think there has to be some level of people in this group and in groups like this who just have no idea that this is ISIS or has anything to do with ISIS, or that this is serious at all.
If the logo isn't enough of a red flag, you can look into the group
Oh.
roles, which include
Okay,
cell
but
member.
In their defense, right? Okay, let's look at the logo.
Taxi service
Let's look at the
roleplay
logo.
or something like that. But in reality, it's much darker. If the logo isn't enough of a red flag,
Yeah, okay, so I might be wrong. I can't read Arabic. I think that this is just a shahada, right? Like on the ISIS logo. Same with the Taliban. It's just the shahada on it, right? So the shahada on its own, that doesn't mean anything. It is a black flag, you know, ISIS uses a black flag. In their defense, black flag plus shahada doesn't necessarily mean ISIS. They could just be Muslim pirates, you know? You never know. You never know. Maybe they're Muslim pirates. Maybe they're like, "Arr, we love pirates and we're also Muslim, so we put the shahada on our Jolly Roger." Like, it could be that. It could be that. They don't have to be ISIS to have a black flag and a shahada, you know?
you can look into
Am I
roles,
crazy for
which
saying
include
that?
cell
I feel
member,
like
cell
maybe.
leader, and
I mean,
commander.
these
These
guys are
roles
clearly
might
ISIS,
seem
but in
rather
general,
tame at
maybe
first
there
glance,
could be
but they
Muslim
serve a
pirates who
specific
like the
purpose
shahada
that we'll
and
get
the Jolly
into
Roger
later
and
in
wanted
this
to
video.
merge the two ideas.
Another method of identifying one of these communities is again by looking at its group name. A large portion of them use a series of dashes and lines to conceal themselves. This
Okay,
group,
but
for example,
that
might
could be
seem pretty
anything.
random and might be invisible to Roblox's moderation. But what gives it away is
Yeah,
the
but those could be
catch-formation
drug
in the group
dealers as well.
description,
Why
which seems to show
why
a
does it have to be
rally of
ISIS who's
Roblox
doing that?
players
Because
in
like, okay,
stylish attire. However,
here's the thing, right? Obviously, I mean, this guy did the investigation. He clearly knows that they're ISIS, but why does it have to be ISIS exclusively who does the dashes? Why can't it be Roblox drug dealers? Because I mean, like, think about it, right? If people are doing ISIS on Roblox, there has to be drug dealers on Roblox too. I mean, I think the market's probably bigger because, like, think about it. There are probably, like, even just for like not even like serious shit like meth, but like just like weed, like um like I'm sure that there are fucking plugs on Roblox who who target fucking underage kids, and they're like, "Yo, you want the fucking Roblox cart? You want the fucking Meep City cart? I got the Meep City cart right here. I got the Steel Brain Rock cart right here. You want it?" So like those groups clearly they can't just call. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do it a little differently. Maybe they'd call themselves like, "We're the fucking Bloxburg Pharmacy." You know, maybe that's what they would do. Maybe like, "Oh, the Bloxburg Pharmacy."
some of these communities make little to no effort in concealing themselves, opting to use group names such as the Anti-Aladdin Rebellion Front or the People's Uprisal. But perhaps the most
What do you
important
mean?
community
Who's
in
Aladdin?
relation to this video will be a group called
Okay, that's
the
Syria.
Region. This was actually one of the first communities I came across when I began
So
investigation. It had caught my attention
what,
because
they're
it
like-
recently opened up and was active.
I
at this
assume they're
time,
not talking
which was
about the
very
Kurds
rare for communities
when they
like
say the
this.
northern
They
region, you
often
know?
shut down very soon after opening.
Because like when I think like, okay, someone's talking about the northern region of Syria, I would think like, the Kurds. But I don't think these guys like the Kurds. I mean, this is ISIS. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the S in ISIS is Syria, so I guess that makes sense.
Either by being banned on Roblox or even Discord. So this would probably be one of my
I drink
only
my Dr.
chances
Pepper.
to join one of these communities and potentially to speak to some of these people.
Okay, we know that Roblox doesn't care about pedophiles on the website. We know that. Do they care about ISIS? Let's see. I wonder.
The Northern Region was a very short-lived Roblox community that branded itself as a milsim roleplay taking place in Syria. The community itself consisted of 6 different factions, each representing a real-world contingent.
That's
Of
the
course,
first
this
problem.
first faction was a representation of the Free Syrian Army, and the second one was a recreation of
They-
the
they-
75th Ranger Regiment.
They started
in the
as a
United States
military
Army.
sim.
Now, these other groups, however, are based off of something a little bit more complicated. You see, this group here, I can actually confirm, is based off of Harakat al-Jihad Islami, a terrorist
fuck is that?
organization based in South Asia. Which is a bit strange, considering this is supposed to be a roleplay community aiming to recreate the Syrian conflict, but
Yeah.
anyways,
What does
this
that have to
next
do
group
with?
can be positively identified as an ISIS roleplay group, as they say so themselves in their attached
Okay.
Discord server.
Do you think that this is A, ISIS actually recruiting people, or B, the CIA or FBI doing honeypots, getting like random people to join this like fake ISIS group, and are then using that to get them arrested to then pretend like, oh, we're doing things, we're stopping terrorism, even though it's like a thing that they caused and like wouldn't have happened if not for their encouragement. Because I feel like, okay, there's no way. Because why would ISIS want, like, think about it like this, right? What gain does ISIS get out of recruiting some fucking like 12-year-old on Roblox, right? ISIS is in the Levant, right? They're in the Middle East. They're in Syria. They're not in a, I mean, they operate internationally, but like, their main focus is the Middle East. Why would they care about recruiting 12-year-olds in America when they're in the Middle East? Or I mean, again, this was Malaysia. He I guess he said that in the beginning, but still, like, I don't know. I just don't see why ISIS would have any interest in recruiting people on TikTok, or not TikTok, on fucking Roblox, when, like, what is a 12-year-old in America or Malaysia or anywhere gonna do for them?
It's also in this Discord server that a lot of your questions are going to be answered. But for now,
Oh,
let's
okay, they're
finish
gonna answer
going
my
over
questions.
the rest of these groups.
We're only 4
These
minutes
other
into this,
factions
by
are
the way.
difficult to understand, but looking
I'm
at
just
these
curious.
pictures
How long have I been live? 17 minutes. Okay, that's cool.
for both their groups and Discord servers, it's safe to assume that they are also role-playing as ISIS or other related terrorist organizations. And
Okay,
taking
so we
a look
got
at this list of factions,
3 ISIS
it becomes
roleplay
obvious that the
groups, I
purpose
guess.
of this community was not to roleplay the events of the Syrian civil war. Instead, it was a gathering of terrorist roleplay groups. And as we dive deeper into this community, we will soon realize that this is not even about roleplay. Of course, the northern region is no longer active as of today. I was extremely lucky to join it when it was active.
So, okay. I forgot what I was gonna say. Never
At
mind.
this time, it was owned and led by a user known simply as the Sewer Troll. He's a very well-known character in and outside of the community, for reasons we will come to understand very
So his name is Sewer Troll. And he leads a Roblox terrorist group that recruits children into ISIS. And that's not a joke. That's actually his username. Okay.
soon. For this video, I joined both the HAI groups and the confirmed ISIS roleplay group, and as we are just about to find out, these two factions would give us two completely different perspectives on what it means to represent a terrorist organization on Roblox.
Oh, okay, so one is
Before we
actually the terrorist
participate in
organization,
one of
the other
these
CIA,
community
that's
events within
why.
the northern region, it's
No.
important to
The difference is, okay, yeah. We see two different faces of what it means to join a terrorist group on Roblox. We see the face of what happens when the FBI is doing the honeypot, and we see the face of what happens when the CIA is doing the honeypot. That has to be the difference. HAI is FBI, the ISIS one is CIA. That has to be the difference.
quickly clarify something.
I'm still not
There is
convinced
a
that
fine line
these
between
are not
simply
honeypots.
role-playing as a terrorist organization and engaging/encouraging their ideas. The HAI group had made clear throughout
FYI,
their
we
Discord
don't
server
support
that
ISIS.
They do not support the beliefs
We
of
just
any terrorist
roleplay as
organization.
ISIS. Okay, what does that even mean? What does it mean to roleplay as ISIS, right? Because, okay, the average, like, American in general, I was gonna, like, add, like, an age qualifier, but it doesn't even matter. Like, the average American in general, like, what does the average American know about the day-to-day activities of ISIS enough to roleplay as ISIS? Even with, like, including stereotypes, I mean, what are you gonna do? Beheadings? Is that all, like, what are you gonna roleplay? You're gonna roleplay beheadings and bombings? Like, because, like, when you say ISIS, like, to the average person, that's what they're thinking. So, like, what are you roleplaying? Or, like, seriously, like, what is there to roleplay? And what is there to roleplay enough that you have a whole group centered around that idea?
And they had seemed to only rally for the purpose of role-playing. It seemed like just a bunch of edgy teenagers role-playing.
Where's our M2
something
Browning
edgy.
Toyota?
I also joined a battle with the HAI, where we attempted to take on an enemy stronghold. After rallying in a
Who's
voice
the
chat,
enemy,
we
though?
equipped ourselves with ISIS-themed apparel, including a headband featuring the Shahada
So, okay,
and a Roblox face
are
in place
the-
of the seal of the Prophet Muhammad.
do you think, okay, so the enemy role players, do you think they're ISIS too, or do you think they're, like, anti-ISIS? Or do you think this whole thing is just CIA versus CIA, and you have like the enemy is just entirely CIA agents, and the ISIS group is a mix of CIA plus honeypot victims plus the YouTuber we're watching right now, Root Media.
After dressing up and gathering in a blob of soldiers, it was finally time to fight the disbelievers.
Which, you know, by the way, since this is going to be a YouTube video, shout out to Root Media. Watch this original video, you know? Oh, damn. I don't know what I was just dragging for over there. Watch this original video, you know?
We headed out in armored trucks and equipped ourselves with explosives. We then attempted to attack.
At least I think I'm going to make this a YouTube video. I might not, but I think I will. Damn. So these battles, they get kind of intense. You're driving 1 minute and then next second you're just getting sniped. Oh, I mean, I guess they were driving up to this base. Again, okay, again though, if this group is ISIS, if the like this roleplay group is actual ISIS, who are they fighting? Is that also ISIS? Are these also either ISIS members, or are they just a normal military sim group? Are they CIA? Like,
my group had lost this battle, but my time here wasn't done just yet. I wanted to speak to someone.
Also, okay, so these military sim group battles, are they planned? Like, or like, is it like WWE where it's like they pre-planned outcomes, or are they just like, are they actual battles?
Group members to gather a true understanding of their purpose and their mindset. It seemed like they were just simply role-playing, but after speaking with some of their members, I had quickly realized there was something much darker going on. In the Discord group chat, members were discussing their run-ins with actual members of ISIS, who seemed to have been attracted to the aesthetic of this HAI group.
Wait, okay. No, that doesn't make any sense. So, what you're telling me is actual ISIS members were on Roblox, which is already like, really? But okay, we're gonna put that aside. We're gonna assume, okay, actual ISIS members, they're on Roblox. Then they somehow, for some reason, ISIS members or they're on Roblox and they're interested in doing military sim, even though, you know, they are actually in ISIS for real. And on top of this, they are interested in and joining this ISIS roleplay group that, being members of ISIS, they can see is clearly just like a bunch of Americans LARPing. And they like it so much that they actually join the group. I think this is CIA. Because that makes no sense. What I think is a lot more likely is that rather than ISIS coming across this group and trying to recruit people from it, I think it's more likely that the CIA made this group, and that the CIA found this group and now they're infiltrating it to try and see if there are actual people interested in becoming members of ISIS so that they can fucking arrest them. I think this whole thing is a honeypot. It was either made as a honeypot or it became a honeypot later because it was infiltrated by the CIA. I don't think a single ISIS member has actually been a part of this group ever. I don't think any person in this group has spoken to an actual member of ISIS. I think they have exclusively spoken to CIA agents or FBI. But I think they've only exclusively spoken to government agents the entire time they have been in this group.
Member had claimed to have mutuals in ISIS.
Like, there's no way.
At any moment be, quote, feted. Another member claimed he had already reported and even gotten arrested, a possible member of ISIS.
Gotten arrested,
I decided
aka
to speak with at least
the CIA moved their asset around.
And surprisingly,
they put that asset somewhere else. They sent that asset back to the Middle
East. He claimed
East.
to have been approached by a possible ISIS recruiter.
Possible ISIS recruiter, aka CIA.
He had inquired about joining what he thought was just an ISIS roleplay group, but he would quickly realize what he had signed up for, and it was anything but just a Roblox group.
And
it was a CIA
honeypot.
honeypot.
First of all, I said, hello, brother. And he told me, are you Muslim? Instantly. He didn't even told me hello,
Are you
nothing.
Muslim?
He instantly asked me, "Are you Muslim?"
So,
And obviously, I
did you
was
see the
not going
Fox
to
News
tell my
Antifa
face I
interview?
am Muslim.
No. What do you? Oh, wait. No. Yes, actually, I think I did. Are you talking about the guy who, previously was, like, okay, so they had interviewed this guy who. Yes. Okay, I know what you're talking about. So for the people who don't know what he's talking about, basically, Fox News interviewed this guy who years ago, back in like 2020 or 2021 or something like that. They interviewed this former BLM rioter or whatever the fuck. It was this white guy in this like black like balaclava, and then like whatever. He said some shit. I don't know what he said. Recently though, they brought him back. But this time, they're interviewing him as a former Antifa member. And he's like just doing the same shtick, and it's like, you know, the internet exists, right? Like, I don't understand why they thought they would get away with this, because it's like actually, no, I know why they thought they'd get away with it, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because they know, like, okay, the people who are going to find out that this is the same guy, like, they aren't gonna believe this anyway. It's for the, like, old people who only watch Fox News and that is the only thing that they put on their TV, and they don't know how to work a computer. Like, that is, like, it is for the old people who, like, they go on Facebook and they see AI like fucking bunnies jumping on a trampoline, and they're like, wow, that's real. That one is real right there. That is a real video. Yeah. The fucking Fox News unks believe it, because it is only for them to believe. They did this story thinking like it doesn't fucking matter who else believes this. We know that our core audience will believe this, and that is what matters. But like, I think that's maybe what's going on here, but in reverse. It's like they know that like an adult looking at this can see like, oh, this is CIA. This is a honeypot. Like, if you fucking join this group, you're immediately on a terrorist watch list, and the CIA or the FBI will be coming to your doorstep to arrest you. But if you're 12, you think like, oh shit, like I'm actually talking to ISIS right now. You think like I'm really speaking to an ISIS fucking member. That ISIS, they're definitely interested in my Roblox group right now. Instead of thinking like, nah, this is the FBI. This is the CIA. We have feds in the fucking chat.
Information to him. If he's like in an ISIS Roblox group, it's like you are not going to give him your
I'm gonna
personal
have to
information.
maneuver
But
this
I
in a
told him,
specific way.
Basically, yeah, I am Muslim. And he told me,
Yes.
what do you want to do? And I told him, I want to join the group. I didn't
Perfect,
specify
okay.
to join the Roblox group. So I told him, I want to join the group. Yeah. And he asked me, like, some questions.
This alleged recruiter would ask him questions like, how old are you? What's your level of education? Do you have a passport? Are you in good health? Do you know anyone personally?
CIA. This is CIA. What is your level of education? Do you have a passport for travel? Do you know anyone personally? I'm not going to try and say it, but in that group. This is CIA. This is CIA. And I know it's CIA because didn't Twitter have an ISIS didn't ISIS have a Twitter where they used to recruit? I'd assume that's very similar to this, where that was the CIA. But I would assume, yeah, they probably did have a Twitter account. But I would assume that if they were recruiting via that Twitter account, that is the CIA. And you can answer that question very easily. Just if that account doesn't exist anymore, you can do it on archive.org or archive, whatever the fuck. Just go to that account, see, are they speaking in English or Arabic? If it's English, it's the CIA. and also, back to this though, right? Here's how I know this is the CIA. It's these three questions right here. What is your level of education? This question is to see, can we recruit you? Do you have a passport for travel? This question is to see, can we easily look you up in our databases? Do you have a passport? Also, are you traveling? Have you ever traveled? We can find that out, if so. This one, do you know anyone in this group? That is so that they can fucking see if you do know anyone, is it worth pursuing you? And also, can we fucking get you to snitch on those people when we do pursue you? Because we don't think that you're anyone who's actually important, but we think you might know people who are. That's how I know this is CIA. Fucking ISIS is not asking you what is your level of education, do you have a passport, do you know anyone in this group? They don't care. They don't care. Thank you for the 7 cats. I don't know what that means. I see these symbols and I think, wow, that could be 2 cents, that could be $200. I don't know, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. However much it is, whether or not it's 5 cents, whether or not it's 500 cents, I appreciate it. But yeah, no, these are Fed-asked questions. No one is asking these questions who is not a federal agent.
In this Roblox group. And are you married or do you have kids?
Are you married or do you have kids? Yeah, this is a federal agent.
These are absolutely not the type of questions you would expect to be asked when joining a group on Roblox. But was this actually
if it's like 5 cents for you, that probably means like 2 cents
Roblox
for me.
to recruit somebody? I wasn't so
But
sure.
thanks anyway.
And
I
wanted to
still
see if
appreciate
there
it.
was any more information I could dig up, so that maybe I could verify this as a fact or fiction. I would look to another terrorist roleplay faction, and what I would find would be very confusing to say the least, but dare I say, not very.
Do you have a fucking wife and
This
kids?
other faction,
Like,
named conspicuously with dashes and lines, made
AKA,
no effort in
do
hiding
you
their intentions.
do you have anyone we
Of
could
course,
maybe
anything-
we could maybe interview? Find out your connections to other people you might know. See if there's any inconsistencies in your story.
like gore and direct references to ISIS are prohibited in this Discord server, only because they don't want to get their accounts banned.
Ah.
Instead, members of this community are encouraged to chat in a Telegram server, where
Oh,
moderation
that makes it
is
so much better.
non-existent.
That makes you look so much less sus. You can't talk about ISIS. Not because we don't support them, because, you know, we don't want to get banned. We do have a Telegram, though. This Telegram, I'm telling you, it's run by the CIA. This Telegram, you join this Telegram, instantly all the information that you have up, I don't know how Telegram works, but all the information you use to fucking sign up for Telegram, that gets immediately sent to CIA. Every message you send, it can be read by the CIA in real time. Like, this is a federal group chat right here. This is a federal Telegram.
It's in this Telegram chat that the intentions behind this community are revealed. Simply looking at the Telegram group chat picture, we can get a pretty good
10
idea
subscribers.
Of what we're dealing with here. It shows what looks to be a member
10
of
subscribers.
the Adam Waffen division, posing with a member of
Adam
ISIS.
Waffen division.
Beneath
Okay,
them is
yeah. So that's how. Yeah, this is CIA. Adam
Telegram
Waffen
group chat
division
picture. We
and
can get a pretty good
ISIS.
idea of what
Yeah,
we're
this is a fucking. Oh, I didn't mean to full screen. This is a CIA honeypot meant to attract far right 12-year-olds, who they can maybe, I don't know, like convince to go do like some fucking shooting or something, so they can arrest them and then say like, we did a good job. We had our eye on them. We were watching them. We knew of this person. We were aware. We at the FBI, we were aware of this shooter. You know, they always say that after a shooting, and it's like, wow. Like, thanks for letting us know that you were aware of the shooter, like, before they did it. Did you stop them? No. Okay, so why are we talking about this? Yeah, yeah. They could, as though they couldn't make it any more obnoxiously obvious that this is a Fed group chat. They had to fucking put Adam. Yeah, no. I think you were right about comparing it to that fucking Antifa interview, because this is like, it's not meant to be believed by anyone who is like smart enough to recognize it as a CIA, like, psyop, not psyop, it's a CIA fucking honeypot. It's only meant for, like, absolute morons to fall for.
dealing with here. It shows what looks to be
Because
a
they know
member
that
of
the people they
Adam
want to
Waffen
target
division,
will fall.
posing with a member of ISIS. Beneath them is simply the text
Is Adam
together.
Waffen even a real group?
This
Or
implies
is
a
Adam Waffen
possibility
just
I've
CIA?
already imagined when starting my personal
Like, I feel like
investigation.
Adam
These are
Waffen, it
Adam
has to be
Waffen and
CIA,
Siege's
either
LARPers,
because, like,
who consider
either in the
ISIS
sense that, like, it is a CIA honeypot, or all the members are just also federal agents. You know what I mean? Like, it is a real group, and they actually do believe in what they say, but they also just happen to work for the federal government anyway.
to be a very close
You know,
ally.
like kind of
and
like
not
the
for
Proud
any
Boys, how the
religious
Proud Boys
purposes,
kind of just went
but
away
simply
after
due to the
ICE
fact that the
started,
Salafi
you know,
jihadist group launches
growing in
terror
numbers.
attacks around the world. a very
Yeah, it
similar
is at the
principle to
very
that
least
of the Atomwaffen division,
very heavily
to cause
infiltrated.
chaos and the loss of life. It's a core principle of both of these organizations. I've talked about this more extensively in another video of mine,
Oh,
where I
Atomwaffen's on
discovered
fucking
an
Roblox too.
accelerationist cell of Roblox players
I think that's okay.
obsessed
The
with
fact that
cult
Atomwaffen is all and the Khmer Rouge. You know who? Okay, you know who helped the Khmer Rouge rise to power? Now I can believe it. CIA. I have their fingers in all of it. Khmer Rouge, CIA. Atomwaffen, CIA. ISIS. You know who else helps ISIS? Not gonna believe it. CIA and Israel.
pot and the Cambodian genocide. In this case, however, the obsession seems to have been ISIS. Going back to the Telegram
Yeah,
channel,
what's the common
it's just
thread?
filled with
CIA
edits of
between
mass
all of
casualty
these.
events and gore. Of course,
Someone
this
get
is something
fucking
you
John
would expect these
Kiriakou.
types of people to be
If John
posting. And
Kiriakou
it's only
were here,
2
he'd
clicks
agree
away
with me.
from an unsuspecting Roblox player.
John
These
Kiriakou
two
would watch
factions-
this and be like, "Oh yeah, this is a classic CIA operation." I actually did several of these when I was in the CIA. One time, actually, when I was in Greece, there was this group that, you know, Greece actually used to be more dangerous than Iraq. Actually, we used to have more security details in Greece than in Iraq, and one time I was actually tasked with doing a honeypot like this on the violent Marxist-Leninist group in Greece at the time that was actually behind a lot of this violence. And I actually did that by going on the popular website at the time was MySpace. So I went on MySpace and I actually ran a group very similar to this. I started putting up like fucking this is not a I don't know enough about this group to actually continue that, but you know, point is John Kiriakou, he'd agree with me that this is CIA. He's probably done a similar operation. This
The
is
HAI
this is a CIA
and the
front.
Atomwaffen ISIS
is not
roleplay
real.
group had shown 2 different
ISIS
sides
has
of
never
this
had anything to do with this at
extremist
all.
roleplay community. The HAI
This
was
guy's
filled with
entire channel,
mostly
I guess, because he said he's also infiltrated those 2 other groups. This guy's entire channel is basically exposing fucking CIA honeypots.
Arab and Pakistani
The CIA
users
hates this guy.
role-playing with the aesthetics of ISIS, while attracting the occasional bad actor. This other community, filled mostly with Russian users, were much more interested in sharing a fascination with gore and beheading videos.
Oh.
But before I could even continue to dig any further,
They're Russian.
something had happened that would end all of the progress I had made so far. My alternate account, the Discord account I used to infiltrate these servers, was suspended for violent extremism.
Yeah, that's how you know this is CIA. Because notice, they banned his account, not the people running the app, not the app, the group, not any of the other people in any of the other groups that he's exposed. They banned him for exposing the groups. Why would that be? Because it's CIA. This is CIA. They didn't want him. The CIA gave Roblox a call like, yo, this guy has already exposed 2 of our honeypots. He's investigating a 3rd one. Stop him now. We have fucking spent too much time on this. It's annoying. We don't want our honeypots exposed. Ban this guy now. And so they banned him. Cause like, why would he be banned for violent extremism and not the people who run the group? Because it's CIA.
I'm assuming because of the Salafi jihadist propaganda videos that were posted in these servers. Although I was happy to see Discord take action against these servers, I was also sad.
Oh wait, no. Okay, wait, no. But still. Okay, he wasn't banned on Roblox, he was banned on Discord. But still, why did they ban him and not the people running the group? Why did they not ban the server? Notice that. They didn't ban the server, but they banned the guy on the server. Why? Well, because they know that they can't ban that server. That's a CIA server.
To have lost a good chunk of progress. But just as this entire investigation
This
lost
whole
its
thing is a
momentum,
fucking
I
honeypot.
received
There's
a
no way.
suspicious email, which would provide entirely new information. It informed me that I had made a massive mistake, not to have
What do you
investigated
mean?
the sewer troll while I had the chance.
Oh. Yeah, that is a mistake. Why wouldn't you investigate the guy named
This
Sewer
person,
Troll?
known simply in the Roblox community as the sewer troll, has an extensive and destructive history on the platform, but his influence had reached far beyond just Roblox. Starting in 2021, he's been an active participant in some of the most disturbing communities I've ever seen, like this one, known simply as Theos. The Theos community was run by a man known as Radical Theos. His community
It was run by a man
operated
known
on
as
an
the
ideology
CIA.
based off of words like
Who is not a man, but rather a three-letter organization.
The neo-Nazi movement. This would result in a destructive campaign aiming
Yes,
to, quote,
yes, this is about
fight for
yeah.
racial purity.
No, this whole thing is about Roblox. Yes. This is all about a Roblox group. Yes. This whole video is about a Roblox group. That's how I know that this is CIA, because there's no reason ISIS would fucking recruit anyone on Roblox. What point would they have in doing that? Oh, okay. I guess the K button doesn't want to
This
work.
terror cell
Damn.
would record themselves committing crimes like arson and vandalism, targeting anyone they thought was a quote communist. Radical Theos himself
CIA! 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 CIA!
even admitted in what he thought was
We
a
target
private
anyone
group
who
chat that he
we
had
think is a
sent to somebody
communist?
who he
Okay.
thought was a
CIA.
communist,
That's CIA.
with video
That is
evidence
CIA.
to back this claim.
That is CIA. Wait, did they
It's
kill
also
someone?
in this
Hold on,
group
hold on,
chat
hold on.
where somebody who he thought was a communist, with video evidence to back this claim. It's also in this group chat where it's revealed that Radical Theos is a teenager who lives in Greece, and he had started this terror cell with his friends from Roblox. In reality, none of this was a fight for race or ideology. This was
Did
all
we
to
think he
satisfy
wasn't a
sick
teenager? I'm
craving,
confused.
a thirst for destruction and human suffering. This is where the sewer troll was born, within the gore and terror-obsessed community of Theos. But this wasn't just confined within the walls of Telegram, as the sewer troll and Radical Theos would bring their influence and its path of destruction into Roblox. These two figureheads would gather enough of a following to establish their own community on Roblox. It would be called the Aryan Brotherhood, modeled after the American prison gang. Sewer troll and his followers
So, hold on.
walls of Telegram.
So we have a Greek teenager who's probably a CIA asset who is leading a fucking like anti-communist Roblox terror group who also likes the Aryan Brotherhood and is naming themselves after the Aryan Brotherhood. But where does ISIS get involved?
Sewer troll and Radical Theos would bring their influence and its path of destruction into Roblox. These two figureheads would gather enough of a following to establish their own community on Roblox. It would be called the Aryan Brotherhood.
Okay, wait. We need to stop something right now. How is Aryan not censored on Roblox? Because like anyone who's ever played Roblox at any point in their life knows that like the fucking chat censors a lot. How is Aryan not censored? How are you allowed to just type in Aryan and it just lets you send that? Yeah, okay, I know it's a descriptive word as well, but Roblox I don't think has that level of nuance. Like I know Aryan can like you can use Aryan in words in context other than like white supremacy. Like I know like Aryan can actually be like an actual like academic word, but I don't think Roblox has that level of nuance. Like because like you have to keep in mind like it's they're moderating for children. They're not moderating for adults. Like so like I don't think you can even say hell. So like the fact that Aryan is even allowed is just shocking to me. Same thing with Antifa. I would think that they would censor Antifa. Not because Antifa is like bad, but just because like I would assume that they would censor anything that's like blatantly political. I maybe they don't, but I just assume they did. You can say badass. Okay, that's probably an update because I don't like I haven't played Roblox enough any like within the past few years to know what you can and can't say. But like um I I don't think you've always been able to say badass. They might have maybe changed it so you can say badass now. Maybe the filter is not as strict as it used to be. But just the fact that you can say Aryan at all is just shocking to me.
Gang. Sewer Troll and his followers
Also, what are
roleplay as
Cadens?
this gang in Roblox prison roleplay games, where they aim to cause chaos by raiding servers in large numbers. They operated within a Discord server, where members shared common obsession with mass casualty events and ISIS execution videos, a common trend with Sewer Troll and his communities. But believe it or not, this has
Okay,
only
wait, but
served
why?
as a
Okay, I don't
foundation.
get it. Why would these guys like ISIS though? Because like I know like the American government technically considers people from the Middle East to be white. They don't though. White supremacists don't. So why do they like ISIS? Because like in like you would think a white supremacist would look at ISIS and be like, "See? This is like Muslim like barbarity. This is why we need to be separate." But they like ISIS. So what is
Far
that?
much more twisted, crazy.
Is that just Fed
The real
posting? Yeah, that's what I
project for
confused.
Sewer
Yeah,
Troll was
Aryans
not
liking
the Aryan
ISIS.
Brotherhood.
It's just like
Instead, it
why?
was a bloodline. It was known as simply Vindex. To kind of elaborate on what a bloodline community is, it's a collection of dedicated followers who all share similar usernames on Roblox.
Oh, it's like
In this
phase.
case, all of the followers have Vindex at the end of their name. The Northern Region community
So
was
this
a
is like
subgroup
ISIS
named
for
under the
for
Vindex
phase.
bloodline. It was not made out of passion for historical events.
I'm looking at brain rot right now. So again, I can't read Arabic. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I recognize this symbol. This is the symbol used to represent the Prophet Muhammad, right? Assuming that is correct, why is this the symbol for Vindex? And why is Vindex responsible for Roblox Aryan Brotherhood and Roblox ISIS? Now, to me, the only explanation for this is the CIA. Right? That to me, that's the only thing that makes sense. But an equally plausible explanation is brain rot, you know? Equally plausible explanation is just not the CIA at all. Simply that these fucking far right teenagers are so brain broken from like 4chan, Live Leak, Discord, etc., Twitter, that they like literally have somehow found a way to merge white supremacy and Salafist Islam and like ISIS ideology. So it is either A, brain rot, or B, CIA. Although regardless of which it is, I think the CIA is involved. Because even if this did not start as a CIA group, the CIA infiltrated it later on. That's just like there's no way they did.
Love of human suffering. His community was filled to the brim with the most disturbing content you can even imagine, from beheading videos to fan edits of mass murderers.
What?
Although he wasn't actually a member of ISIS or anything, he had a deep respect for
What do
the
you mean
organization
fan edits of mass
because
murderers?
of their lack of empathy and their love for blood. And as we found out just earlier,
Like,
the
are you talking about like
aesthetics and the
Sigma
content of
edits?
this
Like,
community had potentially attracted members of
oh
actual
yeah, here's
terror
the
cells.
CIA recruitment
This was,
list.
without a doubt, a gathering of the most
There is the
extreme
CIA
people on
spy
Roblox.
recruitment list.
The right-hand man to the Sewer Troll and the creator of the Theos community, Radical Theos, was responsible for terrorism and the distribution of inappropriate material.
Okay,
He
wait,
was the
wait.
person behind-
What did he do that was terrorism? Okay, because we saw. Okay, he set cars on fire. Right, that's bad. That's not terrorism though. Yeah, I think they're fascist maxing. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're just trying to like, because like fascism, it's no longer about race. It's just like an international movement now. Like race is like secondary to them. They're just like, they don't care what color you are as long as you're fascist. So like I think what they're doing is they're just like fascist maxing, where they're just like, If we just stack up all of the fascist ideologies as possible, we will be the most fascist and therefore unstoppable. I think that's what they're thinking. I think that's their logic. But back to what I was saying. This guy, okay, he set cars on fire. That's bad. He maybe killed someone. That's what it sounded like he implied. That's not necessarily terrorism, though. One murder is not necessarily terrorism. It can be potentially, depending on how it's done, but it's not necessarily terrorism. But did he like? I guess we'll have to find out. Let's see.
behind the camera in all of these
I'm just
disturbing
curious what
videos.
he did that was specifically
In the Roblox
terrorism.
community, he was making a considerable amount of Robux by selling condo maps.
That's
I'm sure you
true.
know
Yeah,
what
I
these
mean,
are. But if for whatever reason you
I mean,
don't,
according
condo map
according to the Trump administration, I mean, being like anti-Christian and also or like anti-capitalist or just like just like having bad vibes in general is considered an act of terrorism. So I mean, you're right. Everything after 9/11 is domestic terrorism. But I'm just curious, like what he did specifically that was considered terrorism.
apps are basically just sexual roleplay games, and it's a pretty lucrative underground business for porn-addicted Roblox players. He's also
What? Hold on. Wait. I had to have missed something.
and the camera in all of these disturbing videos. In the Roblox community, he was making a considerable amount of Robux by selling condo maps. I'm sure you know what these are, but if
No,
for
I
whatever
don't.
reason you don't, condo maps are basically just sexual roleplay games, and it's a pretty lucrative underground business for porn-addicted Roblox players.
What? Hold on. Okay. I is this allowed now? Because I've heard that like for whatever reason the Roblox CEO who I think maybe he's Epstein too. Many people are saying it. No, I'm joking. Not Anyway, I'm joking about that. There's no evidence that he is Epstein too. That's a joke. But I heard that he wants to make Roblox a dating app, which is just like the most insane thing ever. Is this part of that? Is this like because what do you mean? Because I remember when I was a kid, online dating was like very, 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 very strictly prohibited on Roblox. Very much frowned upon. There used to be shirts that you would get for free, saying like no online dating. And now they want to become a dating app, and you're having sex clubs on Roblox, where you have ISIS affiliates / CIA members doing fucking sex condos on Roblox.
He's also hinted at trading CSAM or just knowing people who trade it. And
Hold on, let me read what he wants to make 18+ dating games. Yeah, okay, you see that's why you see I'm not gonna accuse him of anything. But Epstein was responsible for microtransactions. So it's not as though these people have not infiltrated the gaming sphere before, So, if Epstein was responsible for microtransactions and Epstein is gone and these guys need to have a fucking replacement. And you have a CEO who owns a gaming children's gaming platform who wants to fucking make 18+ dating games on that platform, who clearly does not care about pedophilia on said platform. I'm not going to say anything, but one could maybe draw some conclusions there.
anybody who would even dare
like,
to call him out for
that's
this
a little
or
wild.
get in his way would be met with a barrage of threats, including swatting. This perverted and depraved individual made the perfect accomplice for the sewer troll.
Okay,
a
I
person
don't
with
understand swatting
absolutely
as a concept because, like, okay, I mean, I do, but like, well, I don't understand why they keep responding to the calls. Yeah, you're right about the fucking. Okay, how does that work? By the way, because I heard that they were doing some weird new thing with the chat where it's like the chats are segregated by age, which makes no sense because like you could theoretically have a situation where like you have two adults in a game who are looking at the chat, and the chat seems fine to them, normal to them. But then in the under 18 chat, you have another adult who is using an under 18 account and a child talking in a way that is inappropriate where the adults on the game cannot see. That makes no sense. Why would you ever do that? Like, I would hope like maybe that was just an oversight and maybe they fixed it. But it's like, if you think about it at all, like having the segregated chats by age is obviously dumb. It makes no sense. Anyway, yeah, it's like obviously a horrible idea. Anyway, though, back to my point about swatting. I don't understand how swatting happens because, like, okay, the first time I understand. Okay, you call the SWAT team, you call the police, you say, oh, this guy has like a hostage or whatever, and they respond to it. Then the second time it happens, and you're like, okay, we responded to this house before, and there was no hostage. Maybe there is this time, and okay, maybe you respond again. Third time it happens. Why are you still responding? Because like you hear about people getting swatted like over and over and over and over and over again, and it's like, why are you still responding to these calls? Like, are you stupid? At what point do you just, I don't know, send a single cop over there to maybe, I don't know, not even necessarily knock on the door, but just like literally walk outside and maybe look around, see if there's anything going on, maybe knock on the door, or like even if it's like a streamer, because it often happens to streamers. Why not just literally be like, okay, let me just check something really quickly. Oh, okay, well, we're on their stream right now, and they don't have a hostage. So actually, we're going to triangulate your location and send the SWAT team to you instead. Because it's like, most of these, like swatting is one of the most preventable things of all time. If just anyone, especially like with live streamers specifically, if anyone at any point in the process would just go, oh, okay, well, they're live right now and there's no hostage. Like, because they would go like, if it's like, if they're not live, okay, that's one thing. If they're literally live and you can see that they are live and that they don't have a hostage, why are you wasting the resources? Like there's no way. Yeah, like, see what I don't get it, because like there's no way. Yeah, they stop coming to the calls. Yeah, that makes sense. If they would just eventually stop coming to the calls eventually. But it's like, I don't understand why it even happens one time. Because it's like, you can literally just, it's so easy. Like I'm going to do it right now. Boom. Like, it is so easy. It is so easy to just to find out. So it's like, how does it even happen one time?
No morality. Together, they had led the Vindex bloodline on a campaign of its own to satisfy their own fantasies. Popular extremist hotspots like Roblox's church game,
Oh, okay.
and
I
even
thought
their
the
own
video was
northern
frozen for a
region
second.
were often the host of the Vindex's campaign. They would target the most vulnerable of people, often those under the age of 18. They would manipulate these people into hurting themselves and using their blood to write the name of Theos. They had even obtained CSAM
What the fuck am I looking at? Hold on.
and used it to extort this person.
Why?
Of course, they
Why
were
is it
using
not
a
working?
similar playbook to
Can my
extremist
keyboard
communities
shortcut work?
like 764, the name of Theos. They had even obtained.
So okay, this is obviously, that's a swastika. That's also a far right symbol though, isn't it? This is a fascist symbol. This is associated with like the Hungarian like fascist party, no?
CSAM,
Like, isn't it called like the Iron
victims,
Front or something?
and
I don't
used
know.
it to extort this person. Of course, they were using a similar playbook to extremist communities like 764. Looking at
What the fuck
everything
is
they've done,
764?
from the extortion to the terrorism, it would be easy to believe that these are terrifying individuals who possess a lot of power and influence over those who follow them. But this is hardly even the case. You see, behind the masks of scary internet doxers and manipulators, these are fragile people who only want you to believe that they are
And
scary.
CIA
In
agents.
fact, they hide many embarrassing secrets.
Were there
that would
Viking symbols on
destroy
there? I
this
didn't see
fragile
any,
facade.
but there might have been. I just didn't recognize them.
The email I had received from a supposed concerned viewer was not exactly what it may have seemed. It was sent by a user named Thomas Vindex, and was curated and vetted by the sewer troll himself. He had found out that I was already looking into him and his community, and he wanted to make sure I only received information that made him look tough and scary, and he wanted me to stay away from a particular segment of his history. One of his group chats
What,
was
that he's
leaked,
like
and it would
14?
completely shatter his image. 200,000 messages were leaked from his most private group chat with his supposedly most trusted members. It's here where he formalized a plan to give me
AKA
info.
with
It's also
CIA
in this
agents.
chat where the
Those are
sewer
his
troll
most
begins
trusted
to get
members.
worried, as he realizes I've obtained some info he hoped I would never come across.
Where did my
The
grinder
sewer
go?
troll had
Oh, there it is.
openly shared his political and ideological opinions online.
Hold on, no. We need to go back to this. You know what we're missing here? Okay, we got Russia, we got India, we got Hitler. You know what we're missing? There's one flag that's missing. Does anyone in chat know what that flag is? Does anyone know what flag is missing here? Give a few more seconds, see if anyone answers. See if anyone knows what flag is missing from this equation. Because I know the answer. I know what flag is missing. It's the Israeli flag. That's what's missing. We got the Indian flag. It is in the middle. It is a Middle Eastern country, but we're missing one flag. It's the Israeli flag. That's the flag we're missing here. That's what would complete this image. We got the Russian flag with the Indian flag. We need one more flag. It's the Israeli flag. That's the flag that is missing from this equation. That's what would complete this image right here. That's what would make this fully encompassing everything. They just because I don't know what it is. A lot of Indian nationalists love Israel. I don't know why. They love Israel. They also love white supremacy. I don't know why, because they're not white. But they love white supremacy. And they also love Israel. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, but they do. They love Israel. Israel doesn't love them. But India loves Israel. I don't know why.
Openly shared his
Or at least
political
Indian
and
nationalists.
ideological opinions online. He often aligned himself to whatever is the most extreme, including the Salafi jihadist ideology and white supremacy. But behind
That
the
makes no sense! That makes no sense! No! That makes no sense! Like, that is literally... He's just fascist maxing. He's just edge maxing. He, like... Aryan Brotherhood plus Salafist Islam makes no sense. It makes no sense.
back of his friends who all shared similar values, he was hiding a dirty secret. Despite his very public disapproval with the homosexual community, the sewer troll was having...
Hold on, I just need to talk. That is... I don't know how he would have phrased it otherwise, but that is just a... I know how he could have phrased it. He could have said despite his homophobia, is what he could have said. But instead he said, despite his disagreement with the homosexual community. As though there's like some kind of ideological, like, you know, like I would agree with the gays, but you know, I can't agree with the gays because of this reason, and like there's like some kind of logical, ideological dispute between him and the LGBT community.
Romantic and sexual relationship with a 16-year-old boy over Discord. They had met on the Roblox game Church, a popular extremist hotspot I mentioned
Oh,
earlier.
okay, this is what you were talking about. Because when you said Roblox Church, I didn't know what you were talking about. Oh, damn. This live was restricted for hate speech. I don't know why. But anyway, if you wanna make sure you can keep watching this without this fucking being nuked, go to my Twitch. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I saw you talking about Roblox Church, and I didn't know what you meant by that. Is this what you were talking about? What is Roblox Church? Like, I've never heard of this.
Their romantic relationship was to be kept a secret, as revealing this
What
to
are
anybody
they
would
about?
destroy the sewer troll's influence and his rather sinister reputation. The sewer troll and his boyfriend had extremely sexual conversations, Most of the messages I simply cannot even show on YouTube, but it's
Hold on. So this is a man he's talking to, right? Yes. Okay. I'm your boyfriend.
safe to say that the sewer troll was infatuated by his lover, so much so that he was completely oblivious to something that was happening behind
Yeah, that's what I
closed
say. Like,
doors.
no. Here's what I think
Roblox-
about like if Roblox church is like an actual like quote unquote church, like that's performative. That's performative because what? What? Hold on. I'm gonna address this in a second. I it's gonna even just literally cover this up with my hand so I don't get distracted by this. So, like, I know I need to cover up more because I'm seeing more nonsense over there. Okay, so if they talk about God at all in that quote unquote Roblox church, Christianity at all, I feel like that's performative, right? Because like maybe it's not, but no, in this case probably is since they're extremist maxing in Roblox church. Because like you could go to a real church, right? The actual, house of the Lord. And I'm not religious, but I would assume, they probably value the fact that it's a literal building versus, an online space. That's probably important. Be in the physical house of the Lord. And on top of this, right, you got an actual priest, actual pastor who thank you for sharing the live not a pie, especially since it was just restricted apparently for hate speech. Which, I mean, considering we're watching, maybe that's fair. But what was I saying? Oh, okay. I don't remember what I was saying. But my point is, I don't see a point in having a church on Roblox. That's my point. That's what I was gonna get to. Anyway, let's address this now, right here. So we got a fucking Confederate flag in the back, carried by someone who I do want to point out is not white. We also got another person behind this guy who is again not white. So we have a multiracial cast right here. We have a guy with a KKK shirt with a torch saying, not going to read this out loud because I'm already restricted on TikTok Live right now. I will read this out partially. Screw the, you can read this, hashtag screw, no, I already said it, screw the KKK. And what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So we have a brown guy carrying a Confederate flag, a black guy behind a guy in a KKK outfit, with the guy in the KKK outfit saying this and screw the KKK in front of what appears to be a black woman and a black man, while also saying, aha, racist on vid. I guess this maybe like he's joking, making fun of the fact that he's being racist, even though he's the one in the KKK shirt. Let's find out
is
more. Let's find out
unfortunately the
more.
home of many different extremist communities, from the far-left anarchist Antifa communities to the far-right neo-Nazis. There is a common
Hold on, let's
trend
not
between
compare the
all of
fuck.
them.
I mean,
They
actually,
are
no, we
innate-
can't compare them because they're both CIA. But let's not compare the fucking Roblox Antifa groups, which are at worst CIA honeypots, at best, maybe well-meaning little kids, to Nazi ISIS groups, which are also CIA.
constant state of conflict with one another, even those that share similar ideologies. The Sewer Trolls Vindex community was no stranger to this trend, attacking other communities by raiding enemy Discord servers and doxing their leadership. Vindex was in a state of war with another Roblox community known simply as
They're
Cat.
having a mass right now on
These were
the.
two
Wait,
communities-
okay, hold on. So you're reporting live from the Roblox church right now. They're having a mass. What are they talking about in the mass? Can we get some information? What are they talking about in this mass? Oh, okay. Remember earlier I was like, who are the Caddens? They were talking about the Caddens. We're about to find out who the Caddens are. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me pause the video. Actually, they're listening to gospel music. They're not talking about anything right now anyway. Currently though, if they start talking about something in this match, let me know
and had
what that
much
is.
more
I
influence.
really want to know
The sewer troll
how much
himself
they actually
had
talk about,
initiated
like
this
God
war,
versus
hoping
like
to win over some new
random
followers and
far
respect
right
within
bullshit.
the community. But this would only backfire in the most unexpected way possible. The sewer troll's boyfriend had gone quiet, leaving his messages unanswered for extended periods.
Yeah, we currently have
And the
a
sewer troll had become
reporter
extremely
live in the
anxious.
Roblox
He
church
was worried that his secret
doing
relationship
live
would
journalism
leak out
as
to
we
the
speak.
public. And this is
This is the
exactly
kind
what
of
would
this is the
happen.
kind of
His
journalism you
boyfriend
get
had
watching the Doobie Wizard broadcast.
left him and joined the rival community of Cadden. This was a massive blow to the sewer
Oh,
troll.
so Cadden
and
is the
Index
enemy.
faction. All of his secrets that he had trusted his boyfriend with were given to a rival community. In a final act of revenge, the sewer troll would
Yeah, we
leak
do need more
explicit
Roblox
images of his
journalism like
boyfriend
this.
to the public. His boyfriend
What?
was a minor
Hold on.
at this time.
Hold on. He's leaking the. Is this the word I think it is? Or is that I don't know if that's maybe a different word. I'm not gonna assume it is the word I think it is, because it doesn't necessarily make sense in this scenario. Oh, maybe it does. Leaking CP won't help his case. Why are we talking about leaking CP?
It's unclear how old the sewer troll is, but what is clear are the cybercrimes he committed. At this point, the sewer troll had lost his status as a feared and respected figure within the community, as his friends left him one by one. His ISIS
Do we think?
roleplay
Okay,
community
chat.
was
Do we
shut
think the
down
sewer
as it
troll
went
is a?
inactive,
Do
and
we
his
think the
Vindex
sewer troll is like a teenager, or do we think he's like 30?
bloodline was eventually terminated by Roblox. He was only left with a fraction of what he started with, and a stained reputation in the extremist community. But I'm sure you still have a few questions on your mind right now. Are
I
ISIS
agree. I think he's a
recruitment cells
teenager as
something
well.
to worry about, as portrayed by the media? Honestly, no. I highly doubt ISIS themselves are lurking within Roblox, hoping to find some extra.
So this guy
manpower.
agrees.
I
This
do
guy
believe,
agrees that
however,
they're a fucking CIA honeypot. He says, I doubt that ISIS is actually in this group.
about, as portrayed by the media. Honestly, no. I highly doubt ISIS themselves are lurking within Roblox, hoping to find some extra manpower. I do believe, however, that extremist cells of wannabe terrorists cling to shocking and edgy aesthetics,
Oh, that's
often
true.
influencing
That's
those
true.
who stumble upon their communities. But as we found out together in this
No,
video,
there's definitely a
these
percentage of people in this
are
group who are
extremely
genuine.
fragile positions, as simply a revelation of a
There's also a
homosexual
percentage who are CIA.
relationship
but-
had dismantled the sewer troll's empire.
Empire.
Extended interviews, transcripts, and detailed evidence will be available on my Patreon completely for free. So if you're interested
Mind
in
you,
learning
like,
more,
I
I'd
don't think
recommend
any of these groups had more than 100 people. like he showed like some of these groups, and I don't remember any of them having more than 100. I think the most I remember seeing one was like 76. So this empire consisted of like max 100 people.
checking it out. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Maybe I'll see you in another video. I'm not sure yet. Stay safe, guys.
Yeah, anyway, shout out to fucking Root Media for this video. You can find it right here. Probably gonna upload this as a YouTube video, yeah, I assume. Yeah, probably am, especially since, you know, it's an hour and 14 minutes of me reacting to a 21-minute video. So yeah, you know, that can be a YouTube video. That being said, though, I think what I'm gonna do really quickly, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Then, I think I'm gonna maybe, yeah, I'm gonna play 60 seconds for a little bit. I'm gonna play at least like one game of 60 seconds.